There are thousands of job search tools out there right now, especially when we're talking about AI. So if you're looking for a job, it can be very overwhelming to navigate and know where to go. But that's why I spent the last couple of days going over more than 100 tools so you don't have to. So I'm going to give you what are the best tools that I have used that you can use in the job search that's going to make it 10 times easier for you. And if you don't know me, my name is Joanna. I'm a hiring manager and career coach, and I've helped more than 400 people get offers in this crazy market. First, I want to address something because the main way that I see people using AI in this job market is for mass applications. AI has made it incredibly easy for people to apply for jobs, and that's why you're having 1,000 people apply for a position as opposed to 200 people applying 5 years ago. So right now, everyone is optimizing for quantity when in reality, you should be optimizing for quality, because applying for more jobs is not going to get you more interviews. Here, I'm going to show you how you can better use AI to have a better quality application as opposed to just sending applications to a black hole. So let's get into it. When we talk about using AI in your job search, I always like to break it down to 3 main buckets. You have job application, networking, and interviews. And you're going to have a lot of different tools that you can use for each one of those. But here, I'm really going to focus on the ones that are my favorite ones. The first thing you can be using AI for in your job application is personalizing your CV. This is something that is extremely important and a lot of people miss, which is personalizing your CV for each job that you're applying for. And the reason why we do this is because we need to try to mirror the language in the job description the best we possibly can. But it's not about editing your full CV, it's just about editing sections that are strategic to putting the right keywords in front of the recruiter. So here, this is not something that is going to be taking 1 hour or 2 hours for every single application. It's something that literally takes you as little as 5 minutes. And we've built here a custom GPT to make this easier for you. So basically, we embedded all of our strategy into this custom GPT where you can put the job description and your CV, and it's going to help tailor all of the different sections in your CV. And I'm going to put the link to this in the caption so you can check it. So the first thing we want to do here is help tailor your CV. And again, this custom GPT can help you with a lot of different things like figuring out what jobs to apply for, writing a cover letter, and optimizing your LinkedIn. But here, I'm really going to focus on the CV part. After you click on this, you're going to see that you're going to ask for 2 things, which is your CV and the job description. So you just need to paste those, and then it's going to help tailor those sections that I was talking. So now I'm going to go ahead, copy my CV so you can paste it there. And then I'm also going to look for a job description that I can paste it here as well. So I'm just going to go on LinkedIn, try to find a head of marketing position, and then I'll go ahead and I'll copy the whole of the job description. Now, after I put the job description here and the CV, you're going to see that it's going to give you suggestions of the different sections that I was talking about. And if I want to break this down, the sections that we really want to be focusing in terms of personalizing your CV is the headline, the summary, areas of expertise, and key achievements. We don't want to be looking beyond this because the rest of your CV needs to be standard. And we already have a video going over CV. So if you need something like this, just check the other video in our channel. But okay, so here we really want to focus on personalizing this for sections because it's where the recruiter spends most of their time. So here you're going to see that it already gives you a couple of suggestions that you can use on each one of those. But I really want to go line by line, because the one thing that ChatGPT and Claude is not very good with is if you ask for it to do your full CV in one go, it's not going to do a good job. Here you really need to go section by section, and this is what I like doing. So again, between the headline, the summary, areas of expertise, and also skills. So now it's giving me what is my current headline and what is a suggested headline based on that role. So I'll just go ahead and I'll swap this here. Then I'm going to go straight to the summary, and I can ask it here to give me the summary, and it's going to give me a summary based on that job description and based on what are the skills that they're really looking out for. So you can see here, you already gave me a suggested summary, and I can go ahead and I can swap that on my CV as well. Then the next section is going to be areas of expertise. And I can just wait for it to generate a couple of skills that I can add to my areas of expertise. Again, it's always a blend between soft skills and hard skills. So it's very important that you're mixing between both, because recruiters are going to be looking out for tools, for example, that you have knowledge on. But I don't want it to put here anything like problem solving or communication, but this GPT already knows how not to do. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the last section that we want to personalize, which is called key achievements, which is one of my favorite sections as well, because you can really call out 3 to 4 skills that you see in the job description being very emphasized, and you can just replicate and put that in your CV, but put that on top of your CV as well. So you're basically bringing up the bullet points that are in your work experience, but you're just putting that in the front of the recruiter. And that's literally it. So we already generated all of the different sections in the CV. I can just swap everything here, and then this CV is good to go to apply for the job. So you see, it's taking you maximum 5 to 10 minutes to do that, especially if you're using the custom GPT. But if you're not, just make sure to use very good prompts to give you a very good result, and not something that looks very AI generated. Then the next way that you can use AI in your job search is after you apply for the job, because we know that right now in this market it's very important for you to be networking, but a lot of people don't network because they don't know who to network with or what messages to send to them. And again, when we talk about networking, it's always talking about the three key stakeholders, which is the recruiter, the hiring manager, and also peers in the company that you want to be messaging. And a tool that is actually very good for that is Claude. And Claude works with a couple of different tools as well. So for example, Vive Prospecting and Apify. And I'm going to show you more or less how it works now. But it can literally find who are the right people that you should be messaging and also what is the right message that you should be sending to them. To do that, I created a guide here that I'm also going to share in the caption, where basically you can see how to get everything set up and do all of these different functionalities inside Claude. So find the right companies to target, the right jobs to target as well, finding the right people to network with, and also what messages to send to them. So you're going to have access to all of this. But now I want to focus mainly on finding the right people to network with and also how to draft a message for them. To use Claude to help us figure out who is the right person to message, but also the message to send to them, we need to use some external tools in order to tap into LinkedIn, for example. So the two tools that we're going to be using is going to be Apify, that's the first one. And Apify, basically what it does is that it's able to scrape the internet and scrape websites that Claude can't. For example, LinkedIn, Indeed, and etc. So for this case, we wanted to scrape LinkedIn because we wanted to find the profiles that we're looking for and also find relevant information inside those profiles. So we're going to go ahead and install Apify. The other app that we want to be installing is called Vibe Prospecting. And Vibe Prospecting is good because it basically enables you to pull B2B data. So for example, if you find the people that you need to be messaging, you can find their email addresses using Vibe Prospecting. So we need to install both of those tools, connect with them. And the process of connecting is very simple. I have this on my guides that you can check on the comments. So I'm not going to show it here. But after we connected, we just need to go back to the chat and put the prompt that I was telling you about. So I'm just going to go here and I'm going to copy the prompt and then I'm going to paste it on Claude. After you paste a prompt into Claude, you're going to see that it's going to ask for the job link. So you just need to get the job link of the job that you want to be finding the people to network with and then paste that on Claude. And then from here, Claude is going to use both Apify and Vibe Prospecting to find the relevant people and also categorize it on recruiter, hiring manager, and peers. So you already know exactly who are the people that you need to be reaching out to. And it's even going to give you a priority list as well. So you know exactly who to reach out to first and who to reach out to last. Now that Claude loaded, you can see that it was able to pull the recruiters, the hiring managers, and the peers, and even give them a confidence score. So basically telling you these people are more likely to be the recruiter, these people are more likely to be the hiring manager, and it even pulls information directly from their LinkedIn page or from the job posting, because a lot of the times you can see that they put who the hiring manager is in the job posting as well. So now we have all of the different three stakeholders that we need to be messaging, and it even gives you a priority outreach summary. So here you see you have 5 people that you need to be networking with, from hiring managers, recruiters, and peers, and these are the people you need to be messaging first, and that's exactly why. So if you tell me that you're not networking because you can't find who the right person is for you to be networking with, this is completely gone now, because literally Claude gives you who is the right person that you should be reaching out to. Then you can go one step further and copy this prompt so Claude can actually generate the messages that you should be sending to each one of them. After you paste that in, Claude is going to generate you the exact message that you should be sending to every single one of these people based on things that they pick up from their profile. So this is something that we put in the prompt. So here you have the hiring manager, you have the recruiters, and then you also have the peers here. And the important thing that you're going to see is that for recruiters and hiring managers, the message is going to be very direct. For peers, is not going to be direct, because you need to be approaching them in a very soft way in terms of building a relationship before asking for a referral. So this is very important. And that's literally it. If you want the prompts that I was mentioning here, just check the comments because I left it. Then the last thing that I really like using AI for is giving me feedback after my interviews. And the tool that I like to use here is called Granola. And this kind of goes back to one of the biggest pain points in this market right now, where you go to interviews and you never hear back from recruiters or hiring managers. So you need to figure out what are some ways that you can get feedback from your interview without having to rely on them. What Granola does is that it can transcribe all of your meetings and interviews without the other person knowing that there's something in there, because it's different from those other tools where you need to let the tool in and then everyone know that there's something transcribing or recording. And the cool thing here is that after the interview is done, you can come and interact with that transcript. So you can ask here anything related to what were the questions that were asked, which questions did I ask, how did I do? Did I perform well? Did I not perform well? And I even created here a custom prompt that you can use called interview feedback. And I'm going to leave the link to it in the... What this prompt is basically doing is that it's already programmed to give you feedback on that interview that you did based on the answers that you did well and the answers that you didn't do so well. And it even gives you a score. And if you want to make this even more personalized, you can put your CV and the job description here. But for now, I'm just going to skip it, and it's going to give me a generic score. So for example, for this interview, I did 6.5 out of 10. And the interesting thing is that it's going to break down every single one of the answers that I gave, telling me what is it that I did well, what I didn't do so well, and also what does a good answer look like. So you can see here weak answers, what excites you about joining this company. I didn't give a very good answer, and it's telling me what an improved version of the answer would be. For interview feedback, this is honestly something that people should be using more, because again, you can't be relying on feedback from recruiters and hiring managers. This tool can literally give you all of the feedback that you need in terms of how you perform in the interview and how you can improve for the next interview as well. So use this after every single interview. Make sure that you're going through all of the feedback that it gave you, and make sure that you're iterating on your answers for your next interview as well. And you can even practice out loud after you get all of this feedback, so you know how you should be answering, and not memorizing questions, but just figuring out what is a better structure that you could be. And that's literally it. If you want all of the links that I was mentioning in this video, just make sure to check the comments, because I put everything there. And also make sure to subscribe for more tips like this.